have fun. Business people, lots of ideas. You need some advice, come right here. Dreams with leaders is here.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
Almost Christmas time. How are you doing?
Oh, it's right around the corner. Are we just skipping Thanksgiving?
No, Julie got the decor ready, and I didn't want to do 2 reindeer. I want to make it appropriate, so I got the reindeer and the Christmas tree. But look, we got Bank of Blue Valley colors. What's going on? It looks good.
We're all about our branding around here.
Well, it's what you do. You're pretty good at it. I'm excited for the show. And speaking of blues, it'd be kind of cool when we talk about our guest about their logo and how that logo maybe originated from the CEO out of Kansas City. But as we're talking Bank of Blue Valley, are you excited to shoot video with Wendy Reynolds, the CEO?
I'm so excited because we're going to take that video and we are going to use it on this show. So just a little bit of a teaser. Wendy's going to be on every show with us after that. So starting in December, we're going to see Wendy every week. It'll be like we're hanging out with her every single week.
Yeah, well, it's fancy marketing. We shoot all the videos at once, but we pretend that it's new every single week.
You know what we call that in the industry?
What?
Batching video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we can all
podcast.
say everyone can say they learned something today. So we got a jam-packed panel, so we'll get to that. And also we're going to highlight different positions that Bank of Blue Valley is hiring. So if you're listening, please let Aaron and I know. We'll get you directly in touch, or we'll also post the link in the chat. So
also let us know if you're watching from LinkedIn or from Facebook. The Facebook audience, this started as a LinkedIn show, but our Facebook audience has been growing. So hello, Miss Letitia. This is one of my favorite people. If you hook up with Letitia right here, we'd love for you to network. She will call you on your birthday and sing to you. And she is a good singer. It's much better than me calling you on your birthday and singing.
Man, we got to hang out with Letitia, man.
She's so fun. So here is the deal. The Bank of Blue Valley has some open positions right now. And one of the things that we've been doing is over on our Drinks with Leaders page, we've been posting their open positions so that people that are looking for a new career to work for an awesome company can go over there and access the position right from our page.
Perfect. That's easy. Just go to the LinkedIn page.
I know we just recently posted they're looking for a content specialist. So go check that out with some financial experience. So go check that out. It looks like a really cool job. I was like, oh, too bad I already have a job.
Man, what you prepped amazingly well for this show. That was like, boom. Sales pitch.
They made it easy for me. So let's say hi to a couple more people and then we got to get started. This is a different show today. So let's say hi real quick and then we'll tell everybody. Hello, Philip. How are you? We've got Rajane over on LinkedIn. And then Irina, hello. So many people. Okay.
Man, it must be the panel. So I got a lot of people tuning in.
So you want to tell everybody what our show's about today?
So Big Brothers Big Sisters does a major event every year called Most Wanted. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to have everyone else talk about it. But the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization out of Kansas City has really set the bar for Big Brothers Big Sisters nationwide. Also, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City has really set the standard for all non-for-profits. They've done an amazing job of really not only being the number one or the top non-for-profits here in town, but they've really gathered the millennial Gen Z generation. I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't participate with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So I know you're going to introduce our good friend, the CEO. So I'm not going to do it yet, but I just think his leadership, along with his team, they've set the standards. So people try to copy them, people try to emulate them, and we're all working with them. So it's pretty impressive.
All right. So real quick, let's tell them why it's so personal to us. They do the Most Wanted auction every year, and this is where they raise a lot of money. You were a Most Auction Wanted candidate. Did I say that right? What year were you?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So 2018. God, that feels like 27 years ago at this point, right? And then this year, I am blessed to be one of the candidates. A little bit history. I'm going to show you my video really quick. But my son actually went through this program, and this program was really important to us. So we had a big brother. Unfortunately, he ended up taking a career a couple years in, but it was the best thing that what we needed at the time. So I'm going to show my video real quick, and then we're going to start bringing everybody in. You're going to get to learn about everybody. So here we go. Hi, I'm Erin Folk, and I'm the CEO and founder of Lillian James Creative. So I currently sit on the Junior League of Kansas City, Missouri's board as the marketing director, and then I'm the board chair for Innovate Her KC. So I have a lot of hobbies. I'm a big hobby person. So when it's not COVID, I play a lot of poker and do a lot of ice skating, but my new hobby is playing a lot of tennis. Two of the most important things in my life are my kiddos. I have a 14-year-old named Devin and an 8-year-old named Lily. So I'm excited to be involved in this because as a single mom of 2 kids, I think that it's really important to have role models and mentors there. I've seen my own son struggle without having a male role model. And so we were also in this program. And so it's just really important for me to give back. Listen,
that was really good.
What?
You're on your game today. You got everything teed up and ready to go.
I know, but that video was before I did the hard 75. So there was a few more pounds on me. So, you know.
You said it, not me, but you look wonderful.
All right, let's invite our very first guest. We are so pleased to have this gentleman join us. We actually ran into him at the golf tournament, and I was like, Scott, beg him to come on. Beg him to come on the show. So the one, the only, the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Kansas City, Mr. Micheal Lawrence.
Hey, all right. Thank you. So, hey, the way I'd like to tell my story and talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters is to talk about the way I was introduced to this program. So I grew up about an hour south of here in Butler, Missouri. I went to William Jewell College, and I was the first in my family to go to college. I was encouraged by a lot of coaches and mentors. So I was very proud to be the person who went to college first. And I got a psychology degree and knew I wanted to work with kids. I just had this passion. That's what I wanted to do. So my first job out of college, I served as a runaway counselor. So I worked with kids who ran away from home. It was a state-run program in Kansas City, Kansas. It was a tough job because we would interview children who were running away, determine whether to send them back home with a lot of help and support, or in tough cases, take children away from their families and put them into state custody. So I did this for 2 years, and it was sad. I was really a little disheartened. But one Saturday afternoon, I sat down with a 13-year-old boy who I'd interviewed the night before, and he was one of those kids in a tough situation. And when I said to him, look, you may never see your family again, he said, can I still see my big brother? And I had interviewed him. I knew he wasn't talking about his siblings. He was talking about his big brother in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. And I remember that moment. I still remember it clearly. In a moment of chaos and crisis and change, this young kid only cared about a volunteer, the only person he cared about. So I was inspired. I knew I wanted to be a part of it. I started looking into becoming a big brother, found out that there was an entry-level position open at Big Brothers Big Sisters Kansas City, was accepted into that role when I applied for it. And now 28 years later, I serve as the CEO and have had a chance to grow up with the organization. So my first experience being a state-run program with no room for flexibility and innovation, it's completely opposite here with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We do what makes sense for every single child in our program. And I love the mission. I love the people. I can't believe it's been 28 years because I can still remember every moment of those first few days on the job. But at Big Brothers Big Sisters, quite simply, we create friendships that wouldn't naturally exist. Not just friendships, powerful, life-changing friendships between children and teens who want and truly need a mentor in their life, and adults who are willing to share their time to make a difference. And we focus on children from a one-parent family because in Kansas City, that is a group that's facing adversity at the highest level. 25% of the children in our schools are from a one-parent family. Yet that small group, that 25%, accounts for 90% of our juvenile court cases, 90% of our high school dropouts, and 60% of teen suicides from that small group. So that's why we exist. And that's why we appreciate events like the Most Wanted auction to help not only raise the funds, but to spread the word about the power of mentoring. And because of the influence of a big brother or a big sister and the support of our program, our kids' lives are changed forever. 100% of our high school seniors have graduated on time the last 3 years, which is remarkable. Our kids make better decisions. They avoid risky behaviors. Quite simply, they want to be like their big brother or big sister and have higher aspirations. And that's what sets them on a path to success. So appreciate all that's going on to support the mission during a challenging year. There were 100 days when we were not allowing bigs and littles to get together in person, but we lifted that restriction in July, and we've had a tremendous response from the community with a record-setting year for the number of new volunteers applying to our program. So it's been a challenging year, but a remarkable year. And today, you've already brought it up, the Most Wanted auction. I mean, this is an exciting time of the year for us. So we get to bring some great people together. And the first person we want to introduce is last year's champion from the Most Wanted auction, the honoree who raised the most, Mr. Dan Hilboldt. So I'd love for Dan to share your story.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dan, I don't believe you. Where's the trophy?
Yeah, where's your trophy?
Right here. Right here. I hope that one of these people you're going to meet here shortly gets the opportunity to put their name below mine. And in fact, I hope that they have an opportunity to surpass my $77,000, because if they do, then they'll probably be the top fundraiser. Overall, I'm second, but if somebody beats me, they're likely going to be the top fundraiser. And I'd love to see that out of one of these individual here. I guess introductions, right? That's what you want?
Yeah, tell us about yourself and your business.
Sure.
And then also maybe one highlight of your package from last year from the Most Wanted auction to set the tone.
You got it. So,
And I want to know the exact amount because I know you know it. 77,000.
well, I gotta remind myself here. 77,935. Now the record, Eric Kelting's got the record. He's only got me beat by about $400. So it's doable. It's doable. I'm excited to see what happens. But again, I'm Dan Hilboldt. I'm a senior recruiter with Morgan Hunter Corporate Search here in Kansas City. Been here about almost 10 years now. And in fact, fun fact, if you want to be as successful as Aaron and Scott, you got to have a conversation with me first. I may not be able to help directly, but the path goes through me, and you'll be just like Aaron and Scott here. I first got, tied to Big Brothers Big Sisters about 10 years ago when I started here at Morgan Hunter. We were doing the Bowl for Kids' Sake. And every year my network stepped up to the plate and was able to, make some sort of a contribution to impact the organization. And last year I had the wonderful opportunity to be nominated as a Most Wanted honoree, was able to challenge my network, my family, my friends, the people that I surround myself with to really, take that next step. And, because of, my network's generosity, I was the face of that, but it all really, kind of boils back to and down to them. They're the ones that really this, award belongs to. And I know that, this year's winner will say the same thing, that, it can't be done without, the generosity of others. Some of the things that helped me last year was, I didn't have that, $5,000, $10,000 donor in my back pocket, somebody that I could turn to. So I had to, nickel and dime it along the way. And, through doing so and bringing everyone together, everything added up at the end of the day. And I was, again, fortunate to call myself a winner, but really at the end of the day, it was the organization that won. Great. I had a great live auction. I had a friend of mine from high school step up to the plate. She had a place in Costa Rica, said, "Hey, I'll give you a week. You get them down here. You take care of that. We'll take care of the rest." And because of that and having things happen along those lines, again, it's all about getting a chance to have this.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And that's so exciting. And Aaron, we got some video coming up, correct?
We're a super high-tech show today. In fact, if you see me over here kind of looking everywhere, it's because I'm trying to make
Blue Valley doesn't know what they got themselves into.
They have no idea. We're all sorts of high-tech. I have way too much time on my hands right now. So essentially now we're going to meet 4 of this year's Most Wanted candidates. Is that what we call them? Most Wanted honorees? I want to make sure I call them honorees. All right. I'm calling them candidates because I feel like we're all in a competition because I'm so competitive that this is actually me really maturing, bringing them on here, right? Because I do want to bring up one thing and then I'm going to bring everyone in. Dan, can you look on that trophy and tell me if there's any women's names yet?
Not yet. Not
right.
yet. I know somebody who's there's a spot for, though.
So if you're watching this show and you're a real pro woman, you just let me know. All right, we are going to bring in, next what we're going to do is we're going to bring in all of the honorees. We're going to play their video, bring them each in, and then we'll meet them all together. All right, so our first honoree is actually one of my dear friends, and I was so excited. You don't get to know who the other honorees are until they announce it. So I was just so excited to see him on here. You've probably seen him on everything else as well. Here we go, Mr. Wesley Hamilton.
My name is Wesley Hamilton. I am the founder and CEO of the Disabled But Not Really Foundation. We focus on fitness and nutrition, and I find myself being the sole personal trainer for our organization and really making sure that the people that we're impacting really have that positive effect by representation. One of the most important things in my life is my daughter. She's my world. I'm passionate about Big Brothers, Big Sisters because I find myself as a big brother to a lot of people in my community. We see the world shifting in a time that people are losing that interaction with anyone. So to have a personal interaction with someone that truly empathizes your situation, especially to help you through something that none of us understand right now, I think it makes total sense to really create that impact today.
Welcome, Wesley. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, hold on, I got it. What's up? Hey, everybody. How you doing?
We're good. We're going to bring everyone else in, and then we're going to learn all about you. All right. Our next honoree is Miss Courtney. And Courtney, when you get on here, I'm going to let you say your last name because I don't want to mess it up.
Hi, I am Courtney Moilanen, and I am the Director of Marketing at DuraVision, a LASIK and refractive surgery company here in Kansas City. I'm also the second Vice President on the board for the Children's Center for the Visually Impaired, and I've been involved with the organization for several years and also co-chair the trolley run. One of the most important things in my life is my family. My husband, Matt, and I have 2 very active girls and a 90-pound rescue dog. I am excited to be part of the Most Wanted auction because it gives me an opportunity to use my voice in a really impactful way. It's really important to me to support Big Brothers and Big Sisters during this pandemic because this year is so full of unknowns. And I think it's in times of uncertainty where a really strong support network helps support our emotional health. And Big Brothers and Big Sisters helps fill that gap. And I think this pandemic just makes that need all the more critical at this time.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi. Yeah, it's Moilanen is how you pronounce it.
Moilanen. Okay.
Some days I don't get it right, so you're fine.
Aaron got it right in our phone call today to back her up.
Good.
And then you get like camera scare, and I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah, no, it's
just
messed up every day. It's totally fine.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Honoree, and I've barely heard him talk, so I'm going to ask him a lot of questions. Mr. Jonathan Cole.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Cole, owner of Pendulum. We're an architecture practice. In my free time, I like to turn a wrench on classic cars. Bit of a gearhead. One of the most important things in my life is my family, extended family, 3 kids, a wife, mom, dad, brother, sister. I'm passionate about Big Brothers, Big Sisters because I think the youth are our future. So anything that I can do to extend that, lend support to that, I think is important. I had many mentors as I was growing up, so I think being able to give that back is very important. I think it's even more important now just because of the times that we're in. People are stressed, having troubles. The need doesn't go away. And so now is a time to dig deep and do as much as we can.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for joining us.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. We're doing good. All right, we've got one more person. Last but not least, and currently first place. That's why I made him wait till last. Scott's buddy. I was like, this guy's in first place, and Scott's like, oh, that's my good buddy. Mr. Tyler, and I'm going to let you say your last name too, because I'm not sure how to say it.
Mert.
Hi, I'm Matt Klein, and I'm a Senior Vice President at Lockton, and I lead our food and beverage practice.
Hi, I'm Tyler Mertel. I'm an Associate Vice President at Lockton, a unit leader in our private equity vertical for employee benefits. We just kind of both felt like pulling together our resources was going to be our best plan of attack. It was going to really allow us to kind of expand our ability to fundraise.
Outside of work, the important thing in my life is family. I like to chase my kids around and take them to their sports and hobbies.
In my spare time, I like to golf and then also spend time with my kids, take them out to the park, run around outside.
I moved to Kansas City 6 years ago, and I started participating in the golf outing that Big Brothers Big Sisters does. And it really was impactful when you start to hear the stories of the bigs and the littles. And I've been a matchmaker. Given what's going on right now with COVID in the world, this is a really important thing for these families. And I feel like it's such a great year for me to be able to participate.
I'm passionate about Big Brothers Big Sisters for what they stand for. I mean, providing kids with people to look up to and different ways to help. I mean, it's just an unbelievable organization.
Hello, Tyler.
What's up, everybody?
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
All right, well, this is exciting. This is the most guests we've ever had on any of our shows. So thank you all for coming on. So essentially, we want to start with the honorees. Just tell us a little bit about who you are, and we'll let you go first, Tyler, and we'll go down the line this way. Who you are and why you decided, what you do and why you decided to participate in the Most Wanted auction this year.
Okay, perfect. Tyler Mertel, and I'm a unit leader at Lockton in the employee benefits space. I got involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters, for a lot of the reasons that you kind of heard through the videos there, but mostly because I grew up with a great support system. I have divorced parents, but it was a phenomenal upbringing, and just being able to partner with an organization that gives kids a chance that I knew I had, and the different type of support that I had growing up. I jumped at the opportunity when it was presented.
Nice.
Great intro. Concise.
You gave me a time limit. So.
We said 5 minutes, but it was very concise. Why did you decide to participate? Just because you grew up with the support system? You wanted to give back?
Yeah, and I think with everything that's been going on, I've been looking for different organizations to get involved with around the area and in the community, and what better organization than Big Brothers Big Sisters to make an impact, and this is such a cool event, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and trying to do as much as we can to help continue to fundraise and bring more money in, especially now, knowing how important it is, especially this. Nowadays with everything going on.
One question I'll transition here. Tyler and I had a group of buddies post-graduation where people went to the University of Kansas and then K-State, and we always wanted to do something together where we could fundraise. And so we worked really hard, and after 2 years of telling each other at the bars we would do something, we did a fundraiser at the Grand Falloon and sold it out. And we donated the money to Operation Breakthrough, and we worked really, really hard to raise $3,000. Tyler, how much money have you raised today so far for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Am I allowed to tell, Michael? I don't. We've already broken the record. We're just under $80,000 at the moment.
Wow.
And got some stuff coming in, so
but it's split in half for the competition, right?
Sure. But I've got to give a ton of credit to my partner Matt Klein. He honestly has kind of carried this torch. I'm here, but he's been the brains behind this whole operation. He has been absolutely pounding the phones, hitting up his network, and he is almost demanding $5,000 from every organization that he's going to. So it's been damn impressive to watch him. So a ton of credit is due to him, and I'm kind of riding coattails. And I sent a note to Maddie, my campaign manager. I was just like, hey, I need you to refresh the spreadsheet because I'm getting my butt kicked right now. So we're still out there trying to raise a little bit more from my network because Matt's been crushing it.
I don't have a spreadsheet. That's what I'm doing wrong.
Us insurance guys, we live on spreadsheets. So that's why.
Going with my feelings all throughout this.
Hey,
You said a little more. It needs to be a lot more.
yeah, true.
Double it.
Yeah.
All right,
All
well,
right, Jonathan.
go ahead.
go ahead.
Jonathan, we'd love to learn your background, Jonathan. And by the way, you are a huge celebrity in Kansas City. I feel like your company is involved in so many projects that's helping build our city. So we'd love to learn your background and how you've been able to really be a part of so many great things, especially things going on downtown.
Wow, thank you. Well, I mean, I can't. It's my team. It's not me. So I got to give them all the credit. But my history is Pendulum Studio. We're architects. I'm the founding CEO, principal of the firm. Primarily, we design sports facilities, but we design a little bit of everything. And I think when I think about how we've gotten involved, really, my business is about nurturing relationships. We've been working in the sports industry. I have for the past 25 years. We've created great relationships with people, more amazing organizations, sports teams, through design. I'm a California native. I've been living in Kansas City for the last 20 years. So for me, Kansas City's home and I love it. With all the travel that I do, because most of my work is out of town from the sports standpoint, pre-COVID, obviously, being in Kansas City was great. It's great because, I can get everywhere I needed to go pretty quickly. So when I was approached to be an honoree, first of all, I was blown away because, again, small company, Kansas City, when you think about all the juggernauts that we have in Kansas City being the birthplace of sports architecture, it's crazy. So I was really motivated by the fact that because I have had so much exposure to nurtured relationships with great organizations like the Dodgers, who just won the World Series, and just before that, they donated a ball signed by Kershaw, which was amazing. And then after they won, I'm like, okay, so we just upped our ante a little bit. That was really great. So it's an honor. It's really an honor.
Did you know this is kind of a sports show? We have a lot of sports people on here, so you're right at home.
Good.
Oh yeah, we compete with some of our fellow podcasters that are famous sports celebrities, and Erin always forgets that her friends are professional athletes, and so we like to brag that we're a sports show. And sometimes our biggest following comes when we have like a national celebrity that Erin's friends with. So we're pretty, we fit into the architecture community.
You're right at home is what we're trying to say. We're really good at sports ball. Is part of why you decided to do it this year is because there isn't as much travel?
No, I mean, I think this year this was the first year that anybody's approached me. And I was just like, whoa, really? No, I decided to do it this year just because it feels like our year. And, I don't know how I follow the 80 grand, but you know what? We're getting up there. So, and I'm highly competitive, just like you said you are, Erin. So we'll see what happens.
I'm nowhere close. I'm not that competitive. Give us kind of a sneak peek. Is your package around sports? You don't have to tell us your package yet, but is it around sports?
I've themed my entire package silent and live sports legends. How about that?
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm going to have to stay tuned.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Awesome. Courtney, who are you and what do you do? And why this year are you in the most wanted honoree?
So I'm Courtney Moilanen and currently Director of Marketing for Dury Vision, a LASIK company here in town. I've been here about 6 years, I think. I do a little bit of everything here. We're a very small company, a well-known brand in our category and industry. And so that's an exciting brand to work on. So I do everything from our advertising, just what our messaging is, patient communication, and just a lot of analytics as well, which is one of my favorite things to do. Background-wise, I have no experience in the medical industry, so it's very interesting to be in this position for as long as I have. I started out here in Kansas City working for a book publishing company that at the time many people didn't even know it existed, and we had national brands and creators that we worked with. So I got this really great experience of kind of having this global reach very young in my career. I was a book publicist and was able to go on book tours with some of our authors and put together press campaigns for for our creators, which was fun for me. But what I didn't love about it was I didn't have any hand or say in kind of what the products were that we published. And we were working with creators like The Far Side and Calvin and Hobbes at the time. And so I switched over to our licensing division so that I could have a little bit more sway in what kind of content we brought into the company. So that really gave me the business background that I actually love, along with the marketing and creative side. And so I did that for probably 10 years and then transitioned into this role. So, pretty varied background, but, I like to do a little bit of everything, and I find that it keeps me, at least interested in my job each day. So this is my first experience with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Of course, very familiar with the organization and have, a lot of praise for it over the years. I have a lot of nonprofit experience, serve on a couple boards here in Kansas City. Children's Center for the Visually Impaired is near and dear to me. Great organization. I've served on their PR and marketing committee for several years. I co-chair the Trolley Run, which is the organization's biggest fundraiser. And like everything else, it went virtual last year. And, as we look for 2021, we have to consider what that looks like still this far out. But, I've been so encouraged just through that experience and through this experience to see how many people truly want to come out and help nonprofits here in Kansas City. And making those asks hasn't been difficult. And sure, there are people that don't have, money to give, but they have time, they have connections, they have in-kind donations. And it's just been really inspiring to kind of see, really just even my own personal community just come together. When I announced that I was doing this, I received so many texts and messages saying, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And that's been really amazing. And it's made this that much more meaningful to do. So.
One question.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron, you have a question. I have a question after it.
You go first.
So besides Wesley, who we're going to talk about more, who is the best Kansas City public speaker?
Oh, Harry Campbell, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Brian Schweitzer in Grant Gooding's office reading his 2 books, but I know Harry's been a phenomenal person that has inspired a lot of careers, and he got so excited at the Most Wanted auction when I was doing it. He donated a lot of money to a lot of great people.
She was the first one to raise up.
Yeah,
and was just super. He's amazing.
He has he's supported my campaign, and his wife Chris. I've supported them through Head for the Cure for years. I've known them both. I actually worked for Chris years ago. That's how I met Harry. So he's been a huge supporter of Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I know they'll be there the night of the event, logging in and ready to support even more.
Awesome. All right. Let's give him an intro, even though I feel like everybody knows him. You've seen him on Queer Eye, Family Feud. That's my favorite. And every other show. Wes, who are you? How do you get on here? And what do you do? And why Most Wanted this year?
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for the intro, Aaron. I don't like to use the credentials as much, so I'm still it kind of always startles me. But yeah, I'm humble about it. So I'm the executive director of the Disabled But Not Really Foundation. We're a local nonprofit here in Kansas City, Missouri. Our mission is to instill a physical limitless mindset that breeds courage, confidence, and competence. We work with people with physical disabilities, and our programs are based off of fitness and nutrition. So, trying to create that impact to a unrepresented community here in Kansas City, and we do a lot of it. And if anybody knows me, I am a part of the disabled community myself. So being that representation is very important to me. So taking lead and having an organization and having that impact here in Kansas City, where I'm born and raised, really just fits everything. So. Most Wanted. To be honest, it kind of when I was presented with the opportunity, just like most opportunities, I just go for it. I don't really try to question it. Of course, like, yeah, it's been some bumps in the road. It's a little different, especially facing our time. But for me, knowing that I had a pretty large platform, I just wanted to try to see what I could do with it. I don't know if my following, are people that have funds or anything, but it was just something that, when you have an organization that does, that serves a community, especially a community where I come from as well, you want to do your part, and you just want to make sure that in this time when we're all at home, like I'm in my kitchen, so we're all at home doing our work, we can also try to do a little bit of something else. So that's kind of like where I kind of came in at. And Big Brothers Big Sisters is an organization that you should know about if you haven't. But for me, I learned about it a long time ago. I haven't participated in it myself, but I know a lot of people that have, people in the community. And again, like you see all these amazing faces on this, on the show right now. It reaches everybody, and it's when you talk about the youth, when you talk about just peering and mentorship, and you think about like the value that brings to our communities, why not do it?
I love it. He says his platforms are hundreds of thousands of people, all of us, proving my point that attention is the new currency, because here, right?
Yeah, Wesley, I think you may be one of the most well-known people in Kansas City outside of maybe sports folks that play for like the Chiefs and Royals. So it's a huge honor to have you call Kansas City your backyard.
Well, you know what? It's an honor. I truly believe in just trying to, bring some representation into the mix. So if I can, if my name can ring, and a lot of people know what I'm doing, then that just adds to it, So thank you for acknowledging that. And I'm just, it's an honor to be a part of this.
Aaron, should we dive into biggest success story, or you have a different direction you want to take this?
No, it's all you. Go start with
Michael. You're the one driving.
All right, let's just talk about COVID, right? Because I'm sure, like all of you guys, everybody says to me, well, why didn't you do it next year? Why this year? When it's virtual, people are struggling a little bit. Why not next year? So essentially, let's kind of go around and talk about, we like to highlight successful things that are going on, happy things that are going on. Kind of funny, Wesley's on the show because he's over the years been my go-to when I wasn't so happy. He's the person I call because he always puts me in a good mood. So let's talk about good things that have happened during COVID, just because I think a lot of people watch the show for that part. So Michael, why don't you talk about a success or something awesome that's happened during this kind of sucky year?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of tipped it off earlier talking about volunteerism. When COVID first hit, I think all of us, as we should, we thought about the basics, food and shelter, right? We kind of dug in, took care of ourselves, our family, we're watching what was happening. But then 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, we started missing our people, our connections, right? And for our kids being from one-parent families, many of them being the only child in the home, they're lonely and isolated. And as we just kept telling our story, we really focused on our families. We wanted to take care of our families. We have 1,210 children, little brothers, little sisters in our program. We wanted to take care of them and make sure they're okay. So we did that. We dug in. We made over 5,000 phone calls to our parents and families and stayed connected to make sure they were okay. But then we just kept telling our story. We wanted to remain relevant, right? To talk about the power of connection and bringing people together and having somebody who's there for you. And as we told that story, more and more people reached out to us to say, are you still accepting big brothers and big sisters? So for this city, someone mentioned it earlier, this is an amazing city that cares. That was really cool for us in the most challenging time we've been in to have volunteers come forward. That's
How about you, Dan? What's something awesome that's been going on?
Oh gosh, being in the world of employment and helping people along the lines of finding new careers or getting back into the workforce, with a month and a half left in the year, fiscally, I'm having the best year I've ever had. And that's less about me, more about being able to impact the lives of others and help them find something that, in what would seem to be a down year, is actually, turned into a lot of opportunity. People are learning different things on the fly. They're taking new risks. They're taking new challenges. And I think that, to some extent, COVID has forced people out of their comfort zone a little bit. And it's allowed them to explore different things. And as a result, they're identifying new opportunities. And I think that that's a great thing. More so, from a, fundraising volunteer standpoint, I've seen a lot of organizations here in the area that, felt like, hey, if we go, virtual for this event, or if we cut this out, we're going to take a step back from a fundraising standpoint, where it's actually had just the opposite effect. Through doing things virtually, events are now, reaching out to more people. People can jump online. They're finding new ways to give back. And I'm really optimistic, especially with this group of Most Wanted honorees, that there's big things in store here in the next month for them.
Are you going to be sad when you lose that trophy?
Nah, because I'm glad that somebody else will take it. I'm still going to get my money's worth out of it for the next month or so. But I'm happy to pass it on to the next person.
His money's worth. We're going to go to you, Tyler. And also, on top of what awesome things, if you win the trophy, if I don't come in, like, the dark horse, is that what it's called? Like when they sneak in? If I don't sneak in there at the end, I told you I'm super sporty. Who gets to keep the trophy at their house?
Are you talking about between Matt and I?
Yeah, if you guys win.
Oh, we'll keep it at the office probably. Then we can both go in every day and look at it.
Besides your growing family, Tyler, what is something great that is going good in your world, personally or professionally?
Well, I travel a lot, so personally, it's been awesome to be home. I've got like you mentioned, Scott, I've got a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I was thinking about it the other day. My 1-year-old was barely crawling when all this started, and now he's running around, jumping in leaves and everything. So it's been good to be home to watch him grow up. But professionally, it's been kind of an interesting year. There's a couple of things I'm proud of. Specifically, my team has just been super resilient. It's been very impressive to watch. Just everybody kind of digging in, and we're retaining more business than we ever have. And that's a key part of what we do, which is amazing. And then from a global perspective at Lockton, we just announced last week that we've raised over $1 million for the communities that we're involved in, specifically for groups that are impacted by COVID. So that's been a really cool thing to be a part of across the entire country with how much we've rallied around different organizations and who we partner with different areas in the country. So that's been awesome.
I like it. How about you, Jonathan? And also, will you keep the trophy at your house or at the office?
No, it would definitely be at the office so everyone can rub on it a little bit on a daily basis. But
I would keep it at home so you could drink out of it more.
Well, we've got a bar here, so.
Well, there you go.
It's been the best but worst year, obviously COVID has impacted a lot of things. We've seen a lot of our national work kind of go on hold, especially with sports facilities being so heavily financed by tourism. So that's been kind of an impact. But I think the good thing that's come out of it is I think our clients are starting to realize that we don't necessarily have to travel there every week to be in their presence in order to get work done. I mean, I was working on the Cardinals Marlins spring training renovation right before COVID hit, and I was having to travel every Sunday, leave Sunday night, travel day, and then be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come home Wednesday, and that was going to happen for the next 52 weeks. So I think by COVID happening, what came out of it is I think our clients started to realize that, we can get on virtual meetings and still work at a very high level. So that was a good thing. I think, in July of this year, I acquired 100% of my firm, owned 51% for the last 14 years, but I was able to acquire the last 49%, which that was very impactful. And it seems like after that, things just kept going. Our firm is the recipient of 2 Rethinking the Future International Design Awards. We had one in February, and then we got notified about another one for a sports facility just this month. And then I got recognized by a national sports journal, Venues Now, as a 2020 All-Star, which was great. I mean, it's always nice to be recognized by your peers, people that, you don't think are watching. Like my friends always say, the streets are watching, right? So when you realize that people are seeing the things that, not just me, but my staff are doing, it's really impactful. And then, again, this is fantastic. Again, to be asked to be amongst this group of folks is in Kansas City here is really important to me.
Awesome. All right, Courtney, same question. And where are you keeping the trophy when you're the first woman winner?
I will keep it in my office, I guess, so I can see it every day, because I feel like I spend a lot of time here lately. But this, it's been said, but it's been a really challenging year. So working for a LASIK practice, we are all private pay, we're elective, we're high end. We didn't know what to expect coming out of shutdown. Would we even would people even be opting for any kind of elective services? People have taken a big financial hit, and that's important to our business. We're high end and it's not insurance based. And so we kind of, we had the opportunity to stop our marketing entirely, which any of you come from a marketing background, no one would ever recommend you just turn off your marketing and start from scratch. But, when you're in the middle of the pandemic, we had to do that. We were shut down. We weren't taking new patients. We weren't seeing anybody. So it gave us an opportunity to just truly start over. But as a big win, we were really surprised to see that people have time and flexibility to come in to do these procedures. You're not spending the money on vacations or travel, just luxuries at this time. So you can kind of spend it on your health. So we didn't take that hit. And so we were able to just kind of spend our time driving word of mouth referrals and more branding rather than some of the mass media that we've always done. And that's really fun to do from a marketing perspective, to be able to kind of start from scratch and actually analyze whether, what's working and what doesn't, because when you're already doing so much, it can be difficult to track and measure, what has an impact or doesn't. And that's been fun. Everything we've been doing, it's foggy glasses and with your mask benefit us. So that's nothing that we've done to drive this increased interest. So it's what can we do with it to make sure that continues. But it's been a fun year. So yeah.
I love it. All right. I'm looking for that trophy in your office. Everybody else is too, but I'm all for getting a girl up there.
Same.
All right. Wesley, since you don't have an office you go to every day, where are you going to keep the trophy? And what is something awesome that's happening this year?
Who knows? We might have something we can move around the trophy and transport it on a platform, just let the whole Kansas City see it every day, so who knows, yeah, a lot has happened this year, a lot of good, me personally, I feel like at least speaking has taken off, even though I'm home and my daughter's 5th grade class probably gets an inspirational speech, 3 days out of the week. It still has given me the ability to, share my story on different platforms and, work with a lot of different companies and organizations speaking on diversity and inclusion. So it's been amazing. But then speaking of disabled but not really, we had, as a local and kind of new, organization, we had to downsize. We had to kind of cut some employees and leave some partnerships and, and really just kind of find a new path. And if anybody knows me, I go off the, you have to be the change you wish to see in the world. And, we're based off of fitness and nutrition. And we left out of our gym where we were training. We didn't have nowhere to go. So I made my my garage into a gym. And so for the last at least 7 months with my crazy schedule, I've been training, people that we serve as well as people from our community that just lack those resources. And what it has been is just an amazing thing. I'm up to about 10 people, and it's just, 5 days a week I train, and it's beautiful. And so with this, we've been able to launch a new initiative, which we did share with our public maybe a week ago. It's a mobile trailer, so we'll be launching a mobile gym, learning with COVID, learning with just innovation and how facilities have downsized and how especially the disabled community, you have to be a little bit more safe and aware. And so how do we do that? How do we create an impact? How do we not allow COVID and all these other things stop us from our missions and our goals? And so so that's where we are. So we're looking forward to now not only training and raising awareness, but to educate too. So that's the big things.
I feel like everything I turn on, you're on there. So I feel like you're having a really good year. I mean, Family Feud. Watching Family Feud at my house. I don't know if I mentioned it 20 times. My kids are like, Wesley's on TV.
So, Aaron, before we jump to the other questions, I think we should jump to some of the audience.
That's what I'm going to do. We've got one on here. Actually, we're down to 10 minutes left. So we're going to ask this one question, and I've got I've got this question for Michael. It's a Big Brothers Big Sisters internal question, and then I've got one quick question for everybody else, and then we're going to watch the video about the event. I got a whole plan. Excited? Okay, you ready? Jennifer says, what are some of the programs Big Brothers Big Sisters has that are designed to help kids that are aging out of the foster care system in ways foster parents can connect?
Yeah, I like the question because it's something we've really focused on over the last 5 years. We've moved our program from being a program designed to help young kids, which we still are, but a program that grows up with our children. So we've invested a lot, especially in the past 5 years, to focus on workforce development. So for our little brothers and little sisters, they have the benefit of the power of mentorship and their connection to their big brother and big sister. But we also now have some staff in place and some partnerships to help our older littles find the right path. So we do have little brothers, little sisters who are in the foster care system who now are on a path to find employment through our partnerships at Big Brothers Big Sisters. So it's really evolving our program. It's something that we've built here in Kansas City that's we hope to be something to be spread across the entire United States through other Big Brothers Big Sisters agencies, is that focus on workforce development for our kids. So going beyond strictly the mentoring aspect, but really setting all of our kids up to find the right path and find success. I love that. You guys do so much more than I even realized. So that's awesome. And you can find out about all your programs over on the website, correct? Perfect. All right, Dan, yes, real quick. Yes. What was one of the donations you had or one of the silent auction items last year that actually raised a lot more money and surprised you than you thought it would?
Oh, gosh. Wow. I got to think back to it because I know it was definitely a silent auction item. And I had a couple that I was absolutely blown away at how much money it raised. And I think quick shout out to my coworker, Brian Price. He is involved with a group called Thank You Walt Disney here in town. He got me a signed drawing. It was a drawing of Tinkerbell and a bunch of different characters, and it was signed by the original voice of Tinkerbell. And that thing went for like a couple $100, which I would have never guessed that there was anybody in the audience that was looking for a signed piece of memorabilia for Tinkerbell.
There's a lot of Disney fans out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Okay, Michael's coming back. Hi, Michael. Happens all the time. All right, so here's the deal. The silent auction actually goes live on the 12th. And so we're going to use our one last ditch effort to get our silent auction items. So everybody else, we'll start with you, Wesley, because you're up top now. What's one thing you're looking for to add to your silent or live auction in the next couple of days? Maybe someone that's watching can help out.
I honestly want something from Kansas City, something that really just speaks to the city, more or less down on the Jazz District. I think sharing that culture and highlighting that to somebody would just be an awesome thing. Focus more on Negro League Museum. So that's kind of how we're shaping around. But yeah, I guess that's sports related, even though that's down below. But yeah.
I like it. So something down 18th and Vine, Negro League Museum, something like that. If you have a connection, hit up Wesley. We'll make sure he's tagged here. All right, Miss Courtney, how about you?
I'm actually co-hosting Artsgiving next week with some of the other honorees as kind of a pre-fundraiser. And so we've collected a lot of great art from local artists. So always looking for more, everything from photography, canvas, prints, we've got it all. So, that'll be a fun event, and anything that doesn't go there, we'll put in the silent auction as well. So, and all of that goes towards Big Brothers Big Sisters.
And they can reach out to you to find out where to go. And
absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right, Jonathan, how about you?
I think in addition to our sports, passion and fandom that we have here in Kansas City, I think we also have great music in Kansas City. So I'm working on something, trying to get something from Bobby Watson. But if anybody knows of any kind of music related, since we have such a rich history, I think that would be fantastic to add to the collection of legends associated with Kansas City.
Oh man, these guys are gonna wipe me out. All right.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Mutual Musicians on 18th and Vine, Tyler and I may or may not have been there a few times in our early 20s, but they have they may potentially be interested in. I think it's probably some of the most history in the 18th and Vine area out of any location.
All right, Tyler. How about you? Well, get your
I love how Aaron's so competitive. He's so mad at you for doing so well.
Spreadsheet out. That's all I need you to do.
Exactly. If you the spreadsheet cures all, as we say here. I've been trying to get this done for a few weeks, and I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. If anybody can figure out a way to get me a dinner experience with Scott Havens, that is really the final piece to the puzzle that we need in order to bring this home. We've broken the record, but we're trying to shatter it. So if anybody can give me that, it'd be great.
I think you guys got $40. So.
Hey, it's enough to cover the meal, I think. So
I thought you were going to say Patrick Mahomes, and then you said Scott Haven.
Kind of the same, right? Yeah.
The exact same amount, I think. All right. Well, awesome. If you can help out any of those, I'm going to try to help you out, Tyler, with yours. And
Aaron, you gotta answer the question yourself.
Yeah.
I'll take anything. Anything, please. I'm so desperate that Brittany Lynn, that's Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend, the other day on Instagram, she was like, ask me anything, right? And then she'd read the answers, and I was like, will you please go to dinner with someone with Patrick or just you? Like, I kept asking questions, and I think she didn't answer them. That's all I know.
You got to shoot your shot.
What?
You got to shoot your shot.
That's what I was trying to do. So first of all, Philip says congrats. He did say that what you were talking earlier, Jonathan, about your awards. So I think that's to you, but to all of you guys as well. And then also, John says, good afternoon, folks. What an inspirational and amazing group here today.
Great listener, and he just got promoted at Oracle. So shout out to John.
Well, congrats, John. And then Jay had a run, but let him know we showed him. He loved watching this today. And then Miss Christine was watching on LinkedIn as well. I'm going to play one last video so everybody can get excited. I believe, and Michael, you were a little feedback, so I'm going to unmute you now. They can go on the website to access the link. Then also if they want to purchase a watch party, that's where they can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are doing watch parties this year. We've had quite a few people who want to watch and be a part of this. So yeah, just come visit our site. You'll see.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to show you one more video that kind of tells you all about it, and then we'll come back to say bye.
You're invited to the Most Wanted auction, a reimagined virtual experience taking place on December 12th. The Most Wanted auction honors some of Kansas City's most passionate and hardworking business and community leaders. These honorees put together fundraising campaigns and unique auction packages that will be up for bids at the event, all to benefit Big Brothers Big Sisters. This year, we're going virtual, which means you'll be able to participate from anywhere you like. You can bid on hundreds of auction items, chat with other attendees, listen to music from Lost Wax, and interact with the DJ at our after party. To participate in the event, RSVP on our website so we can send you the live stream link and bidding instructions. Night of, you'll click the link from your computer or hook up to your TV where you'll watch the auction. From there, you'll be able to bid on live auction packages in real time from your phone. It's that easy. You can watch the event on your own or with a group of friends. If you choose to host a watch party, BBBS can help. Just purchase a watch party package on our website and you'll get invitations for your guests, a party pack with drinks, and technology assistance to ensure your party runs smoothly. No matter how you choose to watch, we promise a night of entertainment and inspiring mission moments. So mark your calendars for December 12th to help cheer on this year's class of honorees and support Big Brothers Big Sisters Kansas City.
I'm so excited. Joel and I are actually doing our watch party together. So maybe we'll invite you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Thanks
So,
for the
all right.
invite.
We haven't invited anyone yet. We just decided yesterday. Robin says, good luck, everyone. I want to thank everybody for coming on our show. I want to thank everybody for watching and for hooking everyone up with their last minute needs that they need for their silent auction. We're really hoping that Big Brothers Big Sisters raises the most money, no offense, Dan, ever. So thank you so much for coming on, and go cheer everybody on and connect with everyone and get them what they need. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Big and Blue
Thanks for
Valley.
having us.